Kayla Itsines, welcome to the Maz Hakim podcast.
You got it right.
Yes, I did. I got it right. It's so nice to have you back. It's been literally a year since you were back in Dubai. Firstly, welcome back. It's really nice to see you.
Thank you. The weather,
Yes.
wild.
Yeah.
Hey, last year when I came, it was all right.
Yeah.
But this year is serving
Hotter.
me some heat.
I think in a couple of weeks, the weather will get much better in Dubai. We literally have, it's like 1st of November, you wake up and everything's fine.
It all
So,
gets fixed.
yeah.
Perfect.
So you just need to like push Dubai active for another week. You've had so many life updates. Firstly, congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you. I was just saying, guys, off the radio, but now that we're on, or off the podcast, now that we're on, it's a lot. Like, podcasting is hard and
Yeah.
people don't realize. And you know what? Like, for me as a PT, I go in, I train a client, you know, they talk to me, I get loud music. It's like, it's a vibe. And then with podcasting, you get to hear some really heavy things.
Yeah.
And then you sort of take that with you and then you go back and you think about it. And sometimes it's all you think about. And you're like, wow, this is harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And also, I guess, coordinating guests and, you know, even like you said, the conversation and going back. How do you think it's changed you as a person doing the podcast?
Well, for me, the podcast was selfishly all the things that I loved. So, like, for me, I learned a lot and I learned really fast. And, you know, when you're, you grow up, well, for me, I grew up 20 to 32. I felt like I learned heaps until I went on that podcast. And it's like when you get to sit and you listen and people tell you their stories, it's just like, it's absolutely incredible. And it's an hour of trying to get their life in an hour.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And you've had so many other updates. Obviously, your beautiful children. Last time you were here, I think Jack was only a few months old.
Yeah, Jax was 9 months, I reckon, when I was here.
Yeah.
And I was saying, like, I did Dubai Active after my daughter Anna. She's now 5. And I remember the countdown to Dubai Active. After I had Anna, it was exactly a year after I had her. No, that's a lie. It was 6 months after. That was the countdown, 6 months. And I was like, am I going to be ready in 6 months to be able to get on stage? And I did. And for me, I was so mentally broken because I was not able to understand when I was going to feel normal again. Because anyone listening to this, you have a kid, you have no idea when you're in that moment when you're going to feel normal again, especially your first.
Yeah.
With Jax, it was 9 months after, and I just knew I was going to be ready. Like, I just knew it, but my body was so broken. Like, I was way too cocky.
Yeah.
I
You
think-
were like, I'm going to be ready.
Yeah. I was way too cocky and I kept hurting my back and my hip flexor and this and that because I was still holding him. But then I was trying to exercise and I wasn't looking after my mobility. I wasn't recovering properly. So, like, I came broken. I pulled it off, but I was pretty broken.
We couldn't even tell.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. That was the plan.
So if somebody say, if they've just had a baby or if they don't really work out, what do you think is the one exercise they should do?
Oh my God, the one thing that saved me was walking. And I know that sounds silly, but it was the most rewarding, exciting time for me because what happened was, and how it looks for me is you have your nap time scheduled for your baby. So you know when your baby's going to sleep. So that time for me was putting Anna in the pram or Jax in the pram and going for a walk during that nap time. And then at the same time, I was actually just talking about this. I found one of those little phone holders that you can attach to the pram. So I went into areas that I knew there would be no cars and I would walk and I'd watch my TV shows.
Love it.
So I got to like watch my TV shows. I got to walk and I just felt like, okay, this is great. This is part of my life now. It's fitness, but it's also looking after my kids.
And is there a magic number? Like everyone says 10,000 steps. Do you agree with that?
I think it's a good number to hit. Like 10,000 steps is a good number to hit. That's not going to do any different than 11,000 or 9,000, whatever. It's just something to work towards. And people want something to work towards. And that's why these wearable devices are so popular because you want to close your rings or you want to hit that target or you want to compete with your friends. So that's why people say 10,000. It's just a good amount of steps.
I love that. Yeah, I try and do 10,000 steps around Dubai Mall.
Yeah. Oh, Dubai Mall is a wild. We just went there yesterday. You could easily do 10,000 steps. But the thing is, and what I want to tell women who are listening is there's a big difference between just stepping around and actually actively going for a walk. Your body knows the difference between you just
Shopping, window shopping.
Yeah, shopping, stopping, relaxing, having a coffee, getting back up, walking. Your feet might be sore at the end of the day, but your body doesn't realize how many steps you've done because you haven't been active. Whereas when you're actively going for a walk, your heart rate gets to a certain level. That's what it's called, steady state training. Like your body gets to a certain temperature. Like your body knows, okay, we're training now, rather than just we're walking around a mall. Because my mum is a typical Greek mum. And she's like, well, you did 10,000, I did $26,000, 26,000 steps. And I cleaned the whole house and I've done the shopping and I've done this. And I'm like, yeah, but you any fitter? No. No.
It's so true. So, that's actually quite interesting. I've never thought of that because I do my steps, but I'm not like sneakers on with a mindset of like
sneakers on, headphones in, and like we're training.
We're training. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So your body definitely knows the difference. Like
100%.
Wow.
That's why I always tell my clients, if there's one thing I can get you to do, if you hate training, right, you hate exercise, if there's one thing I'll get you to do, it's to walk on a treadmill and play on social media the whole time, but make sure you're walking at the same pace. So that looks like 6 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Not miles per hour. Not miles. You'll be running.
Yes.
6 kilometers per hour.
Kilometers.
And just play on your phone. Your body will do the rest.
Really? Wow. I think I'm doing it wrong, by the way.
I think a lot of people listening to this are like, I think I'm doing it wrong too.
Yeah.
That's why. And another thing is, we love the dogs, but the dogs are a big one that stuff you up as well, because especially you have a dog that's not trained, that stops. To sniff and stops to pee on a tree, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like you're not actually doing that walk. Your dog's taking you for what?
Because you're constantly stopping and then playing on your phone and pulling the dog.
Yep.
Talking to the neighbor.
That's right. Getting a coffee doesn't count.
Coffee. Speaking of coffee, do you drink coffee, matcha?
I love coffee. No.
You're not a matcha.
Me and matcha are not friends. I'm sorry. I
feel like you suit the aesthetic of a matcha.
Thank you so much, but I am a Turkish coffee type of gal.
Wow, straight for the Turkish coffee.
Yep.
How many coffees do you drink usually?
1.
Oh, only one.
No, I'm lying.
Okay.
100% lying.
4, 5.
Probably 1 Turkish coffee.
Okay.
And then probably 2 more coffees.
Okay.
And they're called Oat Magics.
Yes.
And it's like a double shot. It's really, guys, I have too much coffee.
Well, what is too much? I read a study the other day that said that coffee is good for your heart rate, helps with longevity.
So what coffee does for me is coffee disguises how tired I actually am. But not only does it do that, the bad cycle is if I have a coffee too late, it keeps me up at night, which screws up my sleep routine, which makes me tired for the next day. And then I sort of counter it with coffee. And if coffee's not doing it, I'll turn to a pre-workout. So it's like you've got to get into a cycle where you're like, this coffee is supporting me for this time of the day and nothing else after 12 o'clock.
Yes.
That's me.
Right. I think I have an average of 2 coffees or sometimes 3.
It's great.
So
enjoy
that's
it.
good.
As long as it doesn't stuff up your sleep, enjoy it.
Yeah. Sleep, we have a weird relationship.
We can unpack that.
Yeah. So you mentioned pre-workout before. Do you take a natural pre-workout, some people say have a date or honey or something?
You can do all of that. So you can do the date, you can do the honey, you can do the coffee, and that's what I used to say. I originally used to hate pre-workout. I was off it. I used to tell people don't take it because, it makes you jittery, it makes you itchy. I just had the wrong pre-workout, and there's a different pre-workout for everyone. For me, now that my family, so my sister has a brand called Yes Please Health, and they make their own. Okay. So I know what's in it. I know what it feels like in my body. So I'll go and take hers, but I won't take any other one.
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes you feel like...
It makes me feel so good training, and doesn't give you that itchy... I don't know if you've ever taken pre-workout, but you get this sort of tingly, itchy feeling.
You feel weird.
Can't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, it's been years actually since I've had pre-workout just because it makes me, I'm pretty hyper anyway. So
don't need more pre-workout.
And what do you think one fitness trend is that needs to go?
I don't know how much we can talk about it. Is it a myth or a trend?
Let's go with trend. One fitness trend that just needs to go, that everyone's talking about. And
everyone in Australia is talking about Ozempic. I don't know if everyone's doing it here, but that needs to go.
Come on, it's Dubai.
We're done with that.
Tell me about Ozempic. I'm genuinely very curious.
So I think because so many people are taking it, and I think because it can be controlled, people are coming up with all these reasons why it can be really good for you. One of the people that I was talking to, they came back to me but if you microdose it, it's good. I'm like, dude, listen to me. No. Nothing outweighs a healthy, balanced diet. Nothing outweighs that good training routine. That drug in particular, I feel like it gives you an eating disorder. because
Yeah.
you don't want to eat. And then you get all the repercussions and all the symptoms and all everything that an eating disorder would give you because you're actually not eating. So you're losing your hair and you're feeling sick and you're fainting and this. And I'm like, does it not sound very familiar to the side effects of,
Bulimia.
well, I didn't want to say it, but like
Yeah.
not eating enough
eating.
food.
Yeah.
So it's disordered eating.
Yeah.
Really. But it's you take it or
Now
you
take
inject it
it.
or whatever you do.
Yeah.
And that needs to go.
It's huge in Dubai. It's huge. Like you can't. It's not accessible, and I mean, yeah.
That's because in Dubai, people are very, very busy. And in Dubai, it is all about beauty. And I think that the way that women are brought up, it's this certain look, whatever it is, and it's got into people's heads.
Yeah.
And I think that this feels like a quick fix for them. This
Yeah.
feels like it's going to save them. This feels like it's going to be, take this but it's not.
Yeah.
Because you don't get the benefits. You don't get strong muscles. You don't get to feel good. You don't get to wake up with energy. Like, you don't get any of that.
Yeah.
So, like, what is it? How much are you willing to risk? How much are you willing to give away for beauty?
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, in Dubai in general, sort of cut corners with those things, with everything. So because they're quite busy and obviously very aesthetically driven. But yeah, I've heard some of the side effects can be really crazy, And don't you put on the weight back after almost anyway? Like if you don't control.
So we could talk about this for all day. But when it comes to a disordered eating, when it comes to the side effects of that sort of stuff, what you're doing is you're teaching your body that amount of food. I need to be able to visually show you this. I'm cautious because I'm talking to a microphone and I'm doing something with my hands. So like people listen to this, they won't understand. But if you have a healthy, balanced diet, let's say you sit here. Guys listening, I've got my hands in the middle. All right, you're sitting here, healthy, balanced diet. Your body knows that this is how many calories, this is how much food it needs to live and you feel good, whatever.
Yeah.
If you continually eat at this level every single day, your body will go, okay, this level, which is, I've got my hands lower here, guys, is what I need to survive. And it lowers everything. And it gets rid of things that it doesn't need. So you'll start getting hair thinning, or you'll start feeling sick, or you'll start fainting, whatever it is. But your body goes, all right, here's my base level now.
Yeah.
So then when you're off the drug and you actually want to eat healthy again, that jump back up to just the normal balance is so high, you gain weight rapidly.
Yeah,
Not
right.
because you're overeating, not because you're eating too much, because your body was sitting down here and now it has to get back up.
Yeah.
And it thinks you're overeating, but you're not. You're just trying to eat like a normal person.
Like a normal person.
And that's the only way I can explain that.
Okay.
It's a very I wish I had pictures for it. There's a
Yes.
lot of research. There's a lot of science that backs this up, but that's just a quick and easy graph.
Levels. So I guess, is there a natural alternative to Ozempic, or is it just healthy eating?
like, guys, like the people that are doing Ozempic and this is so hard for me.
Tell
'cause
me,
I'm like,
is there a natural?
I know because I have so many clients from the Middle East and a lot of older women, and they come up to me and I'm like, what have you done? Like, if you can imagine me talking to someone my mum's age, so let's say like 60.
Right.
I'm like, well, what have you done other than this to help benefit your health? Oh, nothing. I'm like, okay, so we need to build the foundations first. Like, you need to learn to eat protein.
Yes.
You need to go for a walk every single day. Like,
Yes.
that lifestyle is hard, but you get to live longer. You get to feel better. Like, you get to be happier. And the happier you are, the healthier you are, the less you care about all this other stuff.
Yeah. So true. It's like a holistic way to look at it rather than
100%.
just, external.
100%. Also, the people that you surround yourself with really affect how you feel.
Yeah.
So I noticed that a lot of my clients, and even me back in the day, we're talking about like changing your face aesthetically, like fillers, Botox, this, that. That was all the Kylie Jenner era. When she was doing it, everyone was doing it. And the women that really stuck to it had a bad relationship with either their families or their partners or their friends, and they just felt like they were trying to like add more things in because they weren't getting other things.
Yeah.
Once you fill your cup elsewhere, you stop caring about that stuff.
So true. It's all sort of from within out. So we spoke about, I guess, a trend that needs to be curbed. What's one that everybody should know? like a fitness thing that everybody should know. A fitness thing that's, I don't know.
A fitness.
Like not a trend, but like something, something unknown in the fitness industry, or, that everybody should know. Does that make sense?
Things that I think that have changed my life that I want to tell people to do is, so I used to wake up most days with a headache. And I used to think, why do I have a headache when I drink so much water, but I'm wake up every single day, even in the afternoon, I'd get this annoying headache. And I used to blame it on my periods. I used to say, oh, because I've got endo, I've got this headache. Now, I started adding in hydration every single day and working on electrolytes. So for example, right now we have a partnership with Powerade, and that is a drink that has electrolytes and that has B vitamins in it. And adding that into your day, oh my God, I have not woken up with a headache since.
Wow.
So
extra hydration.
It is because we're getting dehydrated, because we're having that coffee and we're trying to combat it with water, when we're having like this much water, like 400 mils of water.
Yes.
And then we don't realize, well, we had a coffee and then I had water, and it's like, well, no, that's not what you need. You're lacking electrolytes.
Yeah.
You're lacking vitamins. So that's one thing I would tell people that they absolutely should do. So work on your hydration. And the other thing is sleep.
Yeah.
And you just said you have a bad relationship with sleep. Sleep is literally everything. And that is the first thing that we drop when we want to get something done. Oh, like, I'll just go to bed a bit later. Like, I'll just wake up a little bit earlier. That stuffs you. So if you don't sleep properly, you wake up groggy. You have more coffee, which means you go to sleep later. Then you repeat this cycle. You get sugar cravings. You're absolutely exhausted. You're not on. You're not present. You're not, and it's just this cycle.
This roll on.
Sleep is so important. Like, otherwise, you're groggy, you're tired, you're injured, like you're eating sugar, you don't know why, and your mood is off.
Yeah. You know what I have for hydration? Celtic salt.
Celtic salt.
Celtic salt, sorry.
Great.
Celtic salt, I try and put, when I remember, I put it like in the morning. Alternative days, I'll put it just under my tongue with some water, and it sort of...
Do you feel better?
I think I do. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I think I do.
Sometimes it works really, really good for some people. For others, they need more electrolytes. They need more vitamins. But if that is helping, do it. Better than nothing.
Yeah, something. What do you think is the most challenging part of your journey, your fitness journey?
The most challenging part of my fitness journey was kids.
Right.
Because, and like, that was meant to be a time where I got to like learn and you know, I released programs, but in the back end, and if you really looked into my mind, I was so lost. Like, I really thought, I was really told that because I'm fit and because I'm this and because I'm that, I'm going to have the easiest pregnancy and I'm going to, you know, it's going to be so fine and bounce back and all those stupid words. And when I had Anna, I promise you, I was like, I felt so guilty because I'm like, I'm a personal trainer. I should know what I'm doing. But I was so lost. And that was the hardest part. I felt like my whole year paused. And I had no idea. And then suddenly something clicked. And I was like, okay, I've got this.
Wow. So I thought your body sort of has muscle memory, because that's what you get told, right? That if you do a lot of yoga and Pilates as a woman, that process is easier. But I guess it's...
But absolutely. You should definitely, if you're working out and you want to work out during your pregnancy and you want to work out, great. But the thing is, I had a cesarean. And that was a big reality check for me, because your body doesn't have muscle memory for a surgery that cuts your stomach muscles open. Yeah. So I had a cesarean, which I elected. And I just was in over my head.
Wow.
It's 6 weeks of recovery, but it's like, you know, when people say 6 weeks, you're like, oh, I'll be good after like a week or two. And then the rest of the weeks, you just don't push it. No, it was 6 weeks.
6 weeks,
like,
wow.
Sit down. 6 weeks.
Wow. That must have been hard.
Oh, it was impossible for me because I thought that was never going to end. And 6 weeks is so long because 1 hour is long for me.
Yeah.
And my brain.
Because you're literally so active.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, sucked.
Yeah. No, well, you've done an incredible job, and you're such an inspiration to so many women around the world.
Thank you.
You really are. Millions and millions of women around the world, follow your journey, and they really look up to you. And so it's really nice to hear you be so real about that.
Thank you.
Because I think the average woman that maybe doesn't move around a lot probably thinks it's just her, but, I guess it affects everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of active, tell me about your involvement with Dubai Active?
Okay, well, first I'm so excited. I love Dubai Active. For people wanting to come to Dubai Active, one, I would say the first thing is don't be scared, because that's sort of the thing that I hear. Like, oh, I was so scared to come. Like, I didn't know where anything was. Like, everything has been laid out. It's going to be an amazing few days. On Saturday, I'll be there from about 1 to about, I reckon I'll be there to about 3:30, and I've got a Q&A on, and then I'm also doing a meet and greet. And then on Sunday is the boot camp, and I want everyone to come. And that starts at 4 till 5, but be there early. And we're going to do just a high intensity session, and I'll have modifications. I'm also bringing another trainer in from Sweat, who is, her name is Katie Martin.
Okay.
And she's there to help and run some of the warm up and cool down sessions and help people with form. So if you're in the crowd and you feel like you're not doing something properly, she'll run over to you and help you. So it's like, it's about bringing people together.
Yes.
And bringing women together and teaching them not to be scared, and teaching them that maybe this is the intensity that you need to train at, or this is what you can do if you're not doing anything at all. I want it to be educational. I want it to be inspirational. I want people to feel motivated when they leave. And that's what Dubai Active does. And they're partnered with Dubai Fitness Challenge, which is even cooler. Because for anyone that doesn't know, and you're listening, that's 30 days, another 30 days of working out just for 30 minutes a day. And that is my workouts. That is me. My original programs were 28 minutes.
Right.
That's all you needed.
Yeah. I remember doing I go to a Pilates gym now. I drink my matcha lattes and go to Pilates. But I used to do your workouts a lot, you know.
I think everyone did
I
that.
loved
Every
it.
single woman's like, I used to do your BBG program. I'm like, amazing.
You're like, and why are you not doing it?
It's hard. That's why.
Yeah.
It's a hard program to do.
Yes.
Like, that is a program that you do when you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone, when you want to challenge. Like, I've got so many other programs,
Yes.
even programs that I would recommend over the original BBG, which is now like my strength programs.
Yeah.
But that original BBG is for someone who's like, I want to change my life right now.
And is 28 minutes like a magic number? How long do you think people should work out?
So the real story behind the 28 minutes is when I was a personal trainer in the gym, I was a women's only personal trainer, and there were session times that you could purchase with the trainers. And they were 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour. And so because I needed 2 minutes to do the transition, to clean the equipment, to move the stuff back, I made my sessions 28 minutes, right? So it started with, you got 28 minutes starting now, and then you stop after 28 minutes. And so that's where BBG came from. It was 7-minute circuits, 28 minutes, and you're done.
Yes.
And
So
it's the
good.
best. And it was 3 times a week. And the rest of the days were the walking, the training walking, not just the, walking your dog walking. And the results were incredible. Like, out of this world. And not only were they incredible visually, but mentally they were incredible.
Yeah.
Like, this program changed women's lives all over the world from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah.
They did meetups in parks. They came to big boot camps. It was just honestly the most incredible time ever to see that happen.
And it's really creating a community. And by the way, I read a stat the other day that it's better for women to have female personal trainers. I don't know who. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like some scientific fact that it's. I mean, I guess you understand women's hormones, what they go through. I mean, I feel like we're different week on week.
You're
Our
so
bodies are
right.
different.
You're actually so right. When it comes to, I know it's so bad because you want to be inclusive, but when you're a female and you want to talk about female things, you want a female to talk about it. So like when I'm sitting down, I'm talking about endo and I'm talking about pain, and I get a male doctor. I'm like, listen to me. You don't get it because you've never had it. Like, so I need you to understand that I'm in 10 out of 10 pain. Now, your 10 out of 10 pain, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it'd be much more comforting because women understand, one, we're busy, we're mums, like we don't have time. We have our cycles, our hormones, our everything around being a woman. You want a female to understand.
Yeah.
But in saying that, when I was younger, it's not until you learn these things or experiencing these things that you can actually understand. Because I remember vividly as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, my client was a mum of 2. Even her daughters came to see me, but she ran in the gym and she was late. I said, you're late, 5 burpees. And she's like, no, but my kids. And I was like, you're late, 5 burpees.
Yeah.
I would never, I didn't even listen to her story, but I'm like, now that I understand as a mum, I'm late. Give me a second. Those kids are nightmares.
Let me compose myself.
Wait for me for a second. I'm not doing 5 burpees. So yeah, You got to be more understanding, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is really nice to see, actually. I mean, I don't have kids yet, but I do. I have nieces and nephews, but I feel like it's different. I looked after my nephew for 5 days. My sister was traveling, so he's 5, and it was a lot. I was like, I called her and I said, so you just have to like, it's every hour.
It's everything. It's like
everything.
literally,
It's non-stop.
Non-stop. My best friend looked after my kids, and to be fair, my kid brought home like the world's worst cold that day, but I had gone in the morning, and so I wasn't aware, and she was like, come back now. Like,
come take your children.
It's an absolute nightmare. I don't know how you do it. She's like, this has been a visual contraception for me. I'm done.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I've never looked after a child for like 5.5 days. I mean, it was fun, but it was a lot.
You're a good auntie.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, she did say, I mean, I was entertaining him the whole playing games, but it was, yeah.
Boys are hard.
Yeah, they're
a lot.
They're a lot, yeah. So you do notice a difference between like boys and girls having.
Oh my God. My daughter is the sweetest angel.
Oh.
She will like play by herself. She has like all her toys that she talks to. I can leave her for like an hour. She comes in, she shows me how she's dressed them up and this and that, and she's made up this song. And then my son is like, what can I wreck in this house whilst eating at the same time? I'm like,
and throwing food around.
What's going on? What is happening? Yeah, so he was, yeah.
So it's a nice balance.
Yeah. I'm like, Anna, look after your brother. Help me.
They sound adorable. So cravings, right? Everybody has issues with cravings, especially if you're trying to lose weight, maintain a certain amount of calories. Do you have any tips on how to curb cravings?
I have the best tip. And this is why I love like the progression of supplements, because like I said, my sister and my brother-in-law have this brand called Yes Please Health.
Yes.
And they have this special like product that they're so famous for, which is a hot chocolate. And what supplements are doing, it's called Nighty Night Hot Chocolate if anyone's listening. But and actually they've brought out protein brownies and cakes and all this other stuff that you can cook. So rather than getting people to cut things out, which is what personal trainers used to do, be like, look, just substitute it for, tea or, fruit or whatever. Now you can actually have that chocolate, but it has added benefits. So for example, the hot chocolate that I have at night is got added magnesium. It's still got the hot chocolate. It's got all these other vitamins in it, and it puts you to sleep. I'm like, I don't have any sugar cravings because I was that person. I am the person that eats dinner and goes, I want something sweet.
Yes.
So there's now supplements and brands that are doing desserts with benefits. And that's what I would recommend before you cut it all out together.
Okay.
You want that, right?
You do. And I feel like you need, and doesn't dark chocolate have that magnesium as well? Like
I'm grasping at straws with dark chocolate having magnesium.
I'm like, please justify.
Sure, someone said that once and everyone's like, yeah, that's why I eat it. Dark chocolate's got a lot of benefits, but like I would much prefer something that had a bit of protein in it. Like,
yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A bit of magnesium, some vitamins, like you're eating it.
Yeah.
And you get a dessert.
Love that. So at night.
At night, yeah.
Okay.
Like a protein brownie. Imagine having a brownie.
Yes. Totally.
And you can put ice cream on it, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What supplements do you swear by, or what supplements do you take that you would recommend?
Swear by electrolytes, greens for bloating. Swear by is a big one. Electrolytes, swear by, definitely. Greens, bloating. For me, I take iron because I'm naturally low in iron.
Okay.
And I wish I wasn't, but I've been low in iron since I was a kid. And that's made a big difference. I noticed that.
Okay.
What else do I take? I take Nutrafol.
Oh, what's Nutrafol?
It's like a hair supplement.
Oh, love that. Like a biotin type thing.
It's got, I think it's got lots of things in it. I haven't actually researched it. Everyone told me to take it and now I take it.
You have stronger hair. Well,
my hair is bad. Like, I think I just have a family history of like female pattern baldness.
Yes, right.
And no matter what I do, my hair is just always like baby hair thin.
Yeah.
And no matter how healthy I eat. Come on, Hil. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, I love that. Do you take any like multivitamins and things like that?
No, that stuff has everything in it. I think I've got a little good stack. But this is the problem, right? Everyone takes these supplements and they haven't checked their bloods. So I'm like, what are you taking? Like, your body doesn't need that. They're like, oh, my pee is, green. I'm like, okay, because your body's just got rid of everything you've just taken. Like, you're not absorbing any of it because you don't need it. Your body's very smart. Like, it will take what it wants and gets rid of the rest. And so I think if I could give one tip, it's to get your bloods done. Get tested, see what you're lacking in, and then supplement in. Because a supplement is not food. A supplement is to supplement your healthy, balanced diet. And I think that's what people don't understand.
Mm-hmm. I get in trouble from my parents a lot. They think I take too many supplements because they're very old. Oh, I take everything.
What do you mean? Do you need everything?
No, I don't think so.
What? Okay, so what do you take?
So, okay. I take taurine.
Yep.
I take reishi.
Yeah.
I've started taking beef liver tablets.
Beef liver's good.
Magnesium. I take TMG. I don't know what it does, but
I don't even know what TMG is. The other ones sound good.
Take NAD.
You take NAD.
Yeah.
How do you take NAD?
In a powder form.
There's no way.
Dubai
has NAD in powder form?
In powder form, yeah.
You're lying.
Yeah,
You're
I swear.
lying.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's an NMN. It's an NMN, but it has NAD.
Alright, I was like,
You're like, what?
Are we being serious? At least I'm not fake. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you guys don't.
NMN, I take a multivitamin. I take biotin sometimes. Zinc. Yeah, so vitamin D. I take, and there's a few other things.
Do you know what I think you need to do?
Do a blood test.
You need it. No. I mean, yeah, definitely. But I think you need to start your own supplement company where you have a one size fits all supplement.
Put it all together in a hot chocolate.
That's too many in a hot chocolate.
Oh my gosh, totally. Because I'm obsessed with supplements. I think I take too many supplements.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you need it. I don't know. Your skin's beautiful. Your hair's beautiful. You look great. So, like, it's obviously working.
I mean, I feel like I
feel good?
I feel great.
Great.
Except I take a lot of my advice from TikTok. And this is...
We love TikTok.
Tell me about TikTok, and do you ever look on TikTok for any advice?
Okay, so I use
Or do people
TikTok
come
as
to
a
you?
search engine. Yes. So I go to TikTok for everything, to the actual point that I fixed my air conditioning system off a TikTok video. Like, I will search in TikTok, like, best skin things, like best hair things, best this, best that, best... Like, I was on TikTok just before we got into here, best restaurants in Dubai. TikTok has it all.
Everything.
Yeah.
People do it in like 10-second form, like 15-second. Your attention span is like...
Yeah, it's perfect.
TikTok told me to take the beef liver, so I took it.
It's very good.
I don't know what it does. I honestly don't know what it does.
It really helps with your iron levels.
Really?
Like, it really helps with what was it? Is it iron? It is iron. And something else. One of my friends takes it and she absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
She highly recommends it.
And I put castor oil is another one, black seed oil. I like rub it, and I've got this little line here. I'm avoiding Botox. I'm like,
I've heard it all.
Every night.
Castor oil is good
TikTok
too.
Told me.
No, I hear you. I do the same thing. I have a cupboard at home, and my family calls it the Sephora cupboard because I have everything in it.
You're
I
like,
buy
what would you
everything
like?
that I see. Yeah.
So you turn to TikTok too.
Absolutely.
How's your TikTok going? Do you have a team doing?
Not really.
Not really.
I'm doing so many things. I'm like lacking on TikTok. I look at everyone else's TikTok and I don't look at mine.
Yeah, TikTok is a hard one. I'm not very active on TikTok. Like
It's great. It's great though.
Yeah, it is.
We love TikTok.
Yeah. Gen Z have figured it out.
Yeah, 100%.
they
Leave
really
it to them.
Yeah. So, how much exercise?
But you know what? Well, one more thing. Let me just add something. Even if we don't include it. You say that Gen Z is now TikTok, right?
Yes.
And so a lot of people are taking their advice from Gen Zers. But Gen Zers, some of them are like so young. And so they're like, use this for this skin and this glass skin. I'm like, bro, you haven't had kids. You don't have pigmentation, like, from having kids. Like, your little lemon juice that you're rubbing on your face is not going to do the same for me. So there's like, take it with a grain of salt. Do your research.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, same as like your makeup. Do your makeup like your celebrity lookalike. Don't do your makeup from...
TikTok.
If I was to look at a TikTok and do, someone that has blonde hair and blue eyes and fair skin's makeup routine, I would look terrible. So, like, you have to be reasonable and realistic when you're researching these things.
TikTok. It's true. I mean, a lot of Gen Z, they're 17, 18, and anything looks good, by the way.
Yeah.
Because they start using skincare and hair care at like 12. And honestly, and I was not, I still looked weird until like about 5 years ago.
What do you mean?
I didn't know how to do my makeup properly. I didn't know how to do my eyebrows properly. My hair was a weird orange. Like, it just took me a while. So now when I look at I've got 2 nieces who are 18. When I look at them, I'm just like, I cannot. They looked fabulous at 12.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know?
I
So
hear you.
it took me a while to figure out like my style and
I get it.
You know.
My awkward years are all on a Google search.
oh god.
I'm like, Kayla Itsines, dark eyebrows. And I'm like, oh,
You look
Kayla Itsines, no makeup. Oh, like, why did I do that? Kayla Itsines, blonde hair. Like, why am I doing this?
Did you do it properly? My thing was like sometimes I didn't do it properly, so it'd go like a weird green.
No, it's horrible. It was horrible. It was so bad.
Right?
But all my learnings are in a quick Google search.
I'll make sure I Google it after.
I want to see you with orange hair.
Yeah, it's bad. Like orange isn't like terrible. Like
Yeah,
I
I
tried
get
to go
it.
brown, but
Yeah.
it's somewhere in between.
Stuffed up. I
Yeah,
hear you.
stuffed up. So, tell me what the magic number is. How many days a week we should work out, and the magic number. What do you think is the right amount?
Okay, so I think there's a big difference between working out, training, and being active. So, like, being active every single day. That's what the Dubai Active about. That's what Dubai Fitness Challenge is about. Like, you're being active for 30 minutes a day. I think that is, like, the bare minimum.
Okay.
Just be active, which is, like, going for a walk, at least. If you're working out, 3 workouts a week
Okay.
will get you there. Absolutely. If you want to train like an athlete, it's going to be most days. But if you just want the bare minimum, 2 to 3 workouts a week is going to make you feel absolutely amazing. And then every other day, I just always say, just walk. Just
Yeah.
walk.
So walking's the best.
And if you hate, and this is another thing I used to make my clients do, for the people who are listening, being like, oh, like, I have a gym membership, but I just don't go, like, because I don't feel motivated, or you sit in your car and you think you're after work and you're like, should I go home and cook now, or should I go to the gym? I used to say to my clients, if you don't want to come to training, that's fine. Come to my gym, touch the door, show me that you can get here, leave. I don't care. I won't even charge you. Just come, touch the door, leave. So they used to finish work, come to my house, they'd be in their work clothes, they used to touch the door, and I used to look at them.
You're like, I'm watching you.
The hardest part is the part that you just did. Do you want to come and train? They're like, yeah, I'll just go get changed. I'm like, it's not the gym session, because everything that you want is laid out for you. If you have the Sweat app, you literally have the equipment that you need. You can select no equipment. You can do a 10-minute workout. The hardest part is getting to the gym. So if there's one thing that I can say, is just get there.
Yeah.
Just touch the door. That's your goal. Stop setting unrealistic goals. I'm going to do 3 workouts a week and I'm going to do strength training. No. Get to the gym. Touch the door. That's it. Promise you'll work out.
And that's the hard part done.
Yep.
You know. Because it's more of a mindset, right? It's the motivation. Half the time,
Absolutely.
I do this thing called car therapy sometimes before I go to the gym or a class. If I get there a little bit earlier, and I'm like, okay, I can do it. Like, I sit in the car for a few seconds. I'm like, okay, like I can do it.
You just
know.
talk yourself into
I just
it.
talk myself into it. But I did read somewhere that you were talking about hustle culture and how there's so much pressure to like wake up at 5 a.m. and work out at 6 and, you know, and then go for a walk and then get some sunshine and then go to work and have a fabulous social life and work out again. What's your thoughts on hustle culture?
I mean, it's literally draining the life out of everyone who has a job, because what they're doing is they're going on social media and seeing how influencers live, and they're not always telling the truth. So they're like, oh, you know, I got up this morning. I watched someone. I got up this morning at 4:45 a.m. and I went and walked my dog at the beach and caught the sunrise, and then I'm back home. I had my matcha, whatever it was, and then I was into journaling. And then after my journal, I went and made my breakfast, and then I meal prepped my meals for the day. And then I'm like, what in the unrealistic is going on right now? And people are literally looking at this and being like, oh my God, I don't have my life together. And this hustle culture where it's like, you have to work, and not only do you have to work, but you have to work overtime, and you have to get to work early and make sure you're not late and this and that. And can you do this for me? And can you do that for me? And can you post this? It's like, dude, work is work and life is life. And if your work is exceeding your life balance, you are not living at all. So where you listened to me say that was in relation to an area in Australia called Sydney. And Sydney is just known for this hustle culture. And I just said, I love where I live. I live in the Gold Coast, and it's just so chilled and nothing like Sydney. And no offense, Sydney is beautiful, but just like Dubai, there is a hustle culture here.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't work, then you're nothing.
Yeah.
And if you don't make money, you're nothing. And that's not true.
Yeah.
Because when you have a family that you love and a life that you love, that stuff doesn't matter. But all those people are so focused on the other stuff. They're not focusing on building that family and that life for themselves that they want.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of fitness influencers are also creating this unrealistic view, even aesthetically, about their bodies, not telling the truth entirely, or their lifestyles?
Again, like I said, there's a difference between training and being active and all that. There's a difference between fitness influencers and personal trainers.
Yeah.
So the more personal trainers there are, the better, because personal trainers are there to educate and to train. They know what they're doing. They've been in gyms, they do boot camps, they do whatever. Fitness influencers are just there to influence you to train and to talk about their lives. Fitness influencers should have something on their page that says, I am not a personal trainer.
Yes.
Because people listen to fitness influencers thinking that they're personal trainers. Even me, guys, I made the mistake. I got to the point a year in with one person about to sign them to Sweat, who I was so convinced they were a personal trainer. And the last thing I said to them was, do you have your personal training certificates or certifications? Like, I just need them in before we sign this contract. And they're like, oh, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm like, holy crap. Like, I thought you were a full-blown personal trainer. Your page is incredible. Like you look like you. I was
They
just
didn't
like,
have, there was no certification, but they
Never.
were giving advice.
never trained a person in their life. Like, I felt so wild for this year that I was like, hold on, you've never trained anyone and you're not a personal trainer. Like,
That's crazy.
we can't be listening to these people. Like, we should just be using them as inspiration. And what you look at really influences what you do. So make sure that the people that you are following are inspirational and they are motivational, no matter if they're a personal trainer or a fitness influencer.
Yeah.
If they're making you feel self-conscious, like you don't want to go to the gym, they're the reason that you haven't touched that gym door, then you need to unfollow them. Like, you need to do a cleanse. And people are so stuck in this cycle. Like, you're stuck in that doom scroll cycle of TikTok.
Yeah.
You're stuck doom scrolling through influencers that don't serve you. Unfollow or just press mute. Like,
Yeah.
you need to clear your life out.
Yeah, so true. Because I find also here, and, you know, I know a few people also who are big in the fitness world, but also they've had like 100 surgeries, like on their entire body. And it's like,
Have they been honest about it though?
no, I just know.
Oh, you just
Yeah,
know.
I just know.
You got the down low secrets.
I just-
you could out them
Yeah.
on this. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
Dubai doesn't have a paparazzi culture, so no one knows anyone's secrets.
I think that's rough and I think that's hard, but I think that with how educated people are getting these days, I think you can kind of see through that.
Yeah.
I think that the more personal trainers that step forward saying, like, someone said to me, like Kayla, they commented on a video 9 months after I had Jackson, like, you know, you'd think for a personal trainer you'd have a bigger bum. I'm like, listen to me, I'm genetically small. If I wanted a bigger bum, I would have to buy that.
Yeah.
Like, I could get a cute, perky, muscly bum with how lean I am, because I have a healthy, balanced diet, because I train, and my focus isn't on growing a bum. But I can't have a huge one. I would have to buy that, and you would know that I bought it.
That's what
And
I was
people
talking about, the
don't
BBL thing that they do.
people don't understand that. Like, if you're gonna buy it. Good for you. Don't lie about it.
Yeah.
Don't lie about it. Don't sell butt programs or whatever the hell you're doing. Like, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's probably where your frustration
That's-
comes from, because you know
I'm
that
like,
someone's
I'm doing 1,000 squats and
like,
my
I'm not
ass does
getting
not look
anywhere.
like
Yeah, and I think that's where the big frustration comes from. But
Yeah.
with the more people coming forward saying stuff like I said, the more education there is around
Yeah.
if this is real or this is fake, and who to listen to and who to not. But
Totally.
it is hard when you see someone that has such a gorgeous
Perfect.
body,
Yeah.
and you're like, they're working pretty hard. I don't know.
Exactly. It's like a combination here. And
Yeah.
I appreciate the combination. I'm like, good for you. But when you have this crazy expectation of like, oh, you need to be doing like a 20 squats a day and you look like this. And,
You can't believe that.
no,
Do you believe it?
no.
Did
I
you
don't.
believe it at one time?
I think my fiance, he sends me videos right of, hold on.
Wait, hold on. What
He's
is
like,
going on?
You should do this. you should do this
Nuh-uh.
workout. And I'm like, she did a BBL.
See, so that's the triggers. And exactly what we
Yeah.
talked about before. Remember I said who you hang around?
Yeah. My fiance.
No, and it's not saying get rid of your fiance. We love him, but he's a man. And
Yeah,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
get it.
know. He doesn't get it.
And
He
so
doesn't
I
get
played
it.
this game with my husband, and I showed him photos of the Kardashians, right? And I said to him, because he goes, why are you wearing? Last time I was in Dubai, he goes, you have too much makeup on. Like he's like, I like you with no makeup. I like you natural. I said, listen to me. If I go in to any media natural with no makeup on, he goes, yeah, that's when you look most beautiful. I said, I will look dead. Okay, let's play a game.
Men
and I showed them
don't
the Kardashians. I said, which one of these has no makeup on? He goes, none of them have makeup on. I said, pardon me, what did you say? He goes, none of them. I said, they have a full face of makeup.
Yeah,
it's just
he
natural
does.
makeup.
It's
But like,
natural.
you don't get it. And that's what your fiance
Totally.
innocently has said. You've been like, you should do this because, no.
He always says to me as well, I don't like you sometimes you wear, why are you wearing too much makeup? And it's like, what are you talking about? I'm not. All of this. They don't know. They have no idea.
I love them. We gotta
So-
love the boys, but we don't listen to them.
So yeah,
Or hang around them.
he thinks that all of those fitness influencers that he sees, and he's like, oh, this is a good workout. You should do some of this at the gym. And I'm like, she bought it.
She bought that.
She bought that. But yeah, they don't
Shame.
know. Yeah, bless them.
Bless the boys.
Well, we're so excited to see you at Dubai Active once again. What time can we see you work out on Sunday?
4 to 5. So I planned your whole day, ladies. I think you should come to Dubai Active an hour beforehand, walk around, experience, and then you head to my boot camp. You do the boot camp with me and Katie, and then at 5 p.m., I reckon you book a dinner for around 6:30, early dinner, and then into bed and relax. So it's like,
good.
it's just the afternoon with Kayla,
And a hot chocolate at night.
And a hot chocolate at night. Yes, please help. We love it.
Kayla, it's such an absolute pleasure to have you on again at Virgin Radio.
Thank you so much.